Welcome to the set and back to Portland and back to Blazer Nation. The one, the only Steve Blake. Steve, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Have it kind of sunk in yet? Is it kind of weird?
Yeah, a little bit weird, but it's sunken in. My wife and I are busy trying to get acclimated again, finding schools for the kids. And, and doing all the fun stuff right now.
Bet your house is here, your folks are here, so I mean, it's not like it's a new city to you.
No, this is home for me. So it's a blessing to be back here, being around great friends, people I know from the organization. So it doesn't get much better for me.
You know, LeBron James, his kid's in AAU 4th grade. Do you look for that where you might have an AAU team available for your?
I'll start looking into that. That wasn't a part of my decision to come back.
Right.
Yeah. We'll start finding out the sports where you
there
can
you
get
go.
into. Yeah, definitely.
Go back to last year, you know, with the Lakers and doing well and pretty happy. And I know you've been through trades before, so you know what to expect. I suppose it's never comforting when it happens. The situation in Golden State, not even getting to that, but the actual trade happens again.
Yeah.
How did it hit you? I know you had to, and it's difficult when people don't take into account families and kids and wives and those tough things because, you know, Kristen and the boys are down in L.A. and then you get traded off to Golden State, so you're not going to see them for a while. What is that like to have to go through that?
It's really tough. You know, I was in L.A. for almost 4 years. So we quickly had to make a decision whether we were going to pull the kids out of school and move them with me or decide to be 2-3 months away from them. And we decided that it was most important for the kids to stay in school. And, you know, like the fans, all they think about is how is this guy going to help my team or what are we losing, what are we gaining. But a personal family perspective, it can get very difficult. But at the same time, I met a lot of great people there. Golden State was a great organization. Coach Jackson was fun to play for. And it worked out, you know, quite right.
Could you see that coming with Mark Jackson and the management, or how did it affect the team?
You could kind of see little things going on. I didn't know he would lose his job, but at the same time, Coach Jackson didn't let it affect his style and his demeanor around us. He's a player's coach. Guys love to be around him. Sometimes I was hanging out with him on the plane more than coaches were. So he's a great guy, and it was a tough situation for him, but he's a good coach, and I'm sure he'll find his way back into a head spot.
Oh, yeah.
You get to this point in your career, and you're back here, obviously, in Portland now, and we'll talk about, you know, your thoughts about the team because there's some different guys here than when you were here before. But what now, where are you at, and comfort-wise, with life, with, you know, family? How is it different now when you pick a team and pick a place to live and think about, you know, one of your last contracts? I'm not saying it will be the last one, but you're getting to that point.
Yeah, all those things are constantly evolving. Getting back here and figuring out that whole dynamic. I think there's only 2 players left from last time I played here, Marcus and Batum.
Oh, yeah.
Totally, completely different coaching staff, management. You know, you guys are the same, so that's great.
Maybe.
We never change.
But, you know, it's always, even though we've lived here for so long every summer, it's still an adjustment coming back. You know, we had a second set of house stuff that's in storage right now. We're bringing back to Portland, so I got double of everything. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to have a big garage sale.
That's right, yeah.
And, but, you know, like I said, life is always changing, and you just got to go with it and be thankful.
You know, you mentioned the kids, and I know how difficult it must be for them for 4 years. I didn't realize you were there 4 years in L.A., but you were. How do the kids, their friends there, and do you push them into new friends now, or how difficult is that?
Yeah, it's definitely an adjustment for them, but they've been through it. I mean, they've moved all over the place. But so they're pretty good and open-minded about the whole situation. They'll make new friends. They adjust better than I think grown-ups do.
Right.
So it's going to be a fun year of getting settled back in here. And I would love nothing more than to not get traded again and finish out here. You know, it could be my last contract, maybe not. You know, I'll see how my body holds up. But this is a great place to play basketball, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Now, Mo Williams played the point and the 2, but, you know, they pushed Lillard. And you've played that role a lot in your career,
Right.
the point and the two, haven't you?
I have. It's something I'm comfortable with. I played with a lot of great players who like to have the ball in their hands. When I was here, Brandon Roy had the capability of bringing it up as well as playing the off guard. When you play with Kobe, he wants the ball in his hands a lot, so you kind of spot up in the corner and do all those things. So
Will he tell you during the game, I need the ball more, Kobe?
Oh, yeah.
How aggressive is he?
He's going to let you know what he thinks is going to work.
Is that right?
And he's always constantly thinking through the game, and he'll even tell you what spots and how he's going to get you the ball. And so I loved it. Yeah, I loved it a lot. And he helped me grow as a player, and he's as competitive as anyone I've ever been around. So.
If you're a lazy player, will he really get on you like they say MJ did? And is Kobe that way?
You probably won't even be on the court.
Is that right? Yeah.
You're not going to be lazy playing with him or most NBA teams for that matter. But he's a vocal guy. He expects guys to be competitive with him, and I think that's probably why we got along so well.
Yeah. He showed some good trust in you even from the beginning. I think in one of your first games down there, you hit a shot late, I think, to beat Milwaukee. But you had some big-time game winners down there when maybe some teams were paying too much attention to Kobe and your teammates. I know, Kobe certainly in a couple of the occasions, and even last year had the game winner at Houston, where maybe they shadow over on Kobe and he was, trusted you. Yeah, here's a look at last season, one of the big moments of your season, the catch and shoot for three, which beat Houston, and almost from the same spot in the floor where Lillard beat Houston in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So you like to see that. But talk about his faith in you and your teammates' faith in you at big times like this.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, he doesn't necessarily trust every guy, but if you do earn his trust, he's gonna roll with you, and he always did that for me. And you brought up Mo earlier. Mo's an amazing player, but I'm very different than him. I'm less of a scorer. He's more of an attacking guard every possession.
Yeah.
Where I'm gonna probably more think the game a little bit more and try to get guys involved before I shoot the ball, and so we're very different in that aspect. So, but that's the way I like to play, and hopefully it fits in well with this team.
Yeah, the Aldridge is a little different now than he was back when you played with him. He's taken on more of a leadership role and demanding the ball a little bit more. That fits right in with how you play, isn't it?
That's great. I think the best players on the floor should want the ball. And I'm sure Lillard's the same way. Like, he wanted to take that huge shot for you guys. And they should get those game-winning shots. But at the same time, if they're double, triple team, then they have to trust their teammates in their roles that they have to play. So LaMarcus, I've always loved playing with him. He has a great understanding in the pick and roll. He's a big man that can switch on defense and guard little guys, big guys. So that's definitely going to be fun to play with him again.
We talked about Damian and Mo playing together in the backcourt when your bobblehead when Wesley would come out. And at times people would say the Blazers need maybe a little more defense in the backcourt at those times. I know that when you were here before, when Nate McMillan was here, he trusted you defensively pretty big time. I mean, we talk about Kobe. You were a guy a lot of times who got Kobe when the Blazers would play them. So defensively, I know you love stepping up to those kind of challenges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love competing and trying to stop guys on defense. I'm not necessarily known as a
stopper,
defensive stopper around the league, but my understanding of concepts and knowing where to send people and help, and when we've gone through shoot-arounds and what's this guy's weakness where we can stop him as a team. Not necessarily – there's not many guys in the NBA you can stop one-on-one. Even the best defenders have difficulty with that. But if you're smart enough and you know how to position your feet and you know where your help's at, you can really, really stop a guy in those ways.
Like San Antonio does.
Yeah. If you stick to your concepts and if everyone's on the same page, that's how you get it done. You don't get it done with just one guy on the court.
How impressed were you with San Antonio, the way they won the championship?
I mean, they've been doing that for so long. I mean, it's just a system. They all know it. One guy leaves, they just come in, the next guy comes in, they plug him in, and he runs with it. So to see that a team can beat superstars, I think gives everybody in the NBA hope, and I think that's everyone's going to try to strive for that.
Let's take a quick break. Steve Blake, new Blazer, with us back for this third shift with the Blazers. We're happy about that. We know fans are as well. We'll take a break and have more with Steve right after this. Mike Barrett, Mike Rice as well. Steve, I always wonder this when you get a guy who's come from other places in the last year. What was the scouting report on Portland? I mean, some of your new teammates, because I was going to ask you your thoughts on them, but you've prepared to play against them. So when you talk about a guy like Damian, who you're going to be playing with and behind, and at times, as we said, you guys playing in the same backcourt, what are your thoughts on Damian and what he has become in just 2 years in the NBA?
Wow, he's special, that's for sure. And to stop guys like him, like I said, it's a whole defensive team effort to know where we're going to push him on pick and rolls and whatnot. Really, we just didn't want to try to let him get going. If there's a way to do that, you couldn't stay too far back because he can shoot the three. You don't want to pressure up him too much before some help is around, because then he'll go by you. So he's one of those special guys where it's very difficult to stop. And as a team, we knew they shot a lot of threes, so we would try to run them off the three-point line and to send them to our help, whatever our team concepts were for that particular game. So we tried to take the three ball away because you guys were on fire for a long time there. So those are just a couple things. I mean, but you guys were tough to stop because there's a lot of movement. And, while pick and roll is going on, there's a flare going on the top side of the court. So
yeah.
There was always
Stotts' offense.
Yeah, his offense was difficult. A lot of it kind of was what Dallas was doing kind of when they won their championship. And so it made it difficult to stop. And that's why you guys were so good.
Do you fit that scheme well, Terry Stotts? Have you talked to Coach Stotts?
Yeah. We sat down and talked before I made a decision to come here. And I felt like I would fit in well. I love to shoot three-point balls, and I love to penetrate to kick out. And with the shooters they have around this team, I think that'll fit me pretty well.
Speaking of penetrating and kicking out, it has been said that Curry and Thompson may be the best three-point shooting backcourt of all times.
Yeah.
How were they?
Yeah. I haven't been around any other backcourt can shoot like them. I mean, they're pretty consistent with it. They night in and night out, even in practice. I mean, they start shooting and they just don't miss.
They don't miss.
I thought I was a pretty good shooter. So they're impressive, and they can do it in different ways. Curry's great off the bounce. The pick and roll, he can stop and pop from anywhere. And Clay can catch and shoot so quick that the defense can't close out to him. And they're pretty special when it comes to shooting the basketball. I would say they're up there all time.
Yeah. Now, Jerry West said he didn't want to trade Klay Thompson for having part of the trade for Love. That's tough for a general manager, looking at guys that can shoot that well and young versus winning right away. Would you do a trade like that?
I don't know if I would trade Klay Thompson away. He's a special player that's still growing. I mean, you can still see, even the short time I was there, he's maturing as a player. He can post up. He's got a great catch and shoot game. If he can move his game to that next pick and roll play, he'll be an all-star. So I don't know if you want to trade a guy like that away.
Yeah.
You mentioned the two Blazers that you played with, LaMarcus and Nick. And you saw Nick when he was real young, and obviously, we just come out of summer league where we saw Nick's first summer league wasn't anything special. In fact, he looked a little lost, and then he came in and started. So it shows you what that means at times. Talk about where Nick's game has gone, and it seems like he's been around forever, but he's still so young. What have you seen in Nick's game, and what will we see? Do you think in the future from his game?
I think his from when I first saw him his rookie year, he's just gotten more comfortable with his surroundings, and he didn't speak much English at first, and now he does.
Yeah.
And
now he never shuts up.
Yeah. He had all the physical attributes. He's long. He can jump. He can shoot. So he just looks comfortable out there. He doesn't. To me, it didn't look like he was second guessing any shots he was taking. Defensively, I loved playing with him because if there was ever a transition going on, he would tell me, "Don't foul him," because I'm coming from behind the block.
Yeah.
He's one of the best at it. So I loved that. So when you have a guy that can do a little bit of everything at that three position, that makes your team that much better.
Now, do you play in the summertime as you get older? Do you have to really conserve your energy for the regular season? What is your regiment going on in the summer?
Yeah, it's a work in progress. As I'm getting older, I'm noticing I can't really go at it as hard as I want to, because
it's working smarter, not working harder.
Exactly. So I get a lot of reps in and shooting and things like that. Maybe not as many suicides and sprints. I love to play basketball to get in shape.
Yeah,
there's nothing better than that. Than just running up and down and having the competitiveness to really get your heart going. And so I like you said, try to work smarter, not always harder.
Tell us about Chris Kaman, because this is a guy you know and have played with, and Blazer fans know him from seeing him come in. But tell us a little bit more about the guy that Blazer fans are going to be getting to know.
Yeah, Chris is great. I mean, he's fun to play with. Basketball-wise, he's a guy that's going to be able to score the basketball coming off the bench. His mid-range jumper is money. He's going to make that the pick-and-pop game. I look forward to doing that with him again. He's got a lot of post moves. He's great at finishing with his left hand, as you see right there. So he's going to be a huge addition, I think, to this team. And as a person, he's great. I mean, he keeps it lighthearted. He's going to say whatever comes to his mind. So you guys will probably get some great quotes. And so I think everyone will appreciate him in Portland.
He and Robin Lopez will be an interesting tandem inside, because this city embraced Robin because of his quirkiness, and I get a feeling Kaman has some of those same things.
Oh, they'll love him then, for sure. Yeah.
Now, injury-wise, can he stay healthy for a season? He's in the past, he's been injured a little bit.
I don't see why not. I mean, we all have our own little injuries. I've gone through them. I'm sure he's feeling great right now, and so am I. And but you never know as the season goes along. You just take one hard hit or you land the wrong way. I know they have a great training staff here to really help with that, and I think you guys might have missed least amount of games for the season.
Yeah.
Which same starting lineup for the first 53 games. So.
Right. So you can stay healthy, but you never know.
Yeah. When you talk about all these players you played with, and you remember that you only played with LaMarcus and Nick. When you go back through, and it's amazing we're sitting here talking about your third stint here, because it seems like you were just walking in the practice facility the first time you signed, and you'd been with Washington. Yeah. When do you think back? Do you allow yourself to think back at where you were? I don't just mean as a player, but I mean as a person. I know you've grown a lot since you come here the first time. I know you rely deeply on your faith. That's something you've come into a lot more. That's really helped you in your career. Talk about where you're at now.
Wow, yeah, it's I'm definitely a faithful man. Go to church every Sunday when I can. If you could get our camera over here, our pastor came in with me today. So,
yeah,
Mike Tatlock's over here. It's been an amazing journey, through the NBA. I don't always look back, but every once in a while, since I'm here, people bring a lot of things up, and so thankful for all the time I had here and the friends that I've made and relationships and stuff like that. So, it's been great. I don't look back too much, but try to look more to the future.
Who were you competing? Was it Jarrett Jack? Who were some of the point guards that you were here with?
Competed against everybody.
Yeah.
No, when I first got here, it was Jarrett Jack and Sebastian Telfair.
Okay.
I was the third guy on the bench, didn't play. I ended up starting at the end of that year.
Right. I remember that.
Let's see, who was here the next time? Mike.
Andre was here.
Andre Miller, yeah, they brought him in.
Right.
Sergio Rodriguez was my backup the one year that I was starting here.
Right.
So, yeah.
And Sergio's doing well over in Europe now.
Is he good?
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, he's making some money.
So when you come into a team that has won 54 and won a playoff series, and it's got to be kind of exciting for you to think about, and not just the guys but everybody else, because I know you're kind of trying to get used to the idea of all these new guys and a new practice facility and an arena that has been improved greatly. It's a little different, but it's a lot better.
Different but great. When I first got here, we were not very good. I think we might have only won 20-something games. Yeah. I don't know what the number was, and the whole stigma of, I won't even say the word.
Yeah, I don't.
No, don't.
So I went through that whole process, and I got to a place with this team where we won 50-something games with Brandon Roy. We were on the right track, and I had to leave, and I've come back into another great situation here where, honestly, I think we have a chance to win a championship, and I'm not just saying that. We got the pieces in place, the players there, and I think
good chemistry,
and young guys that are hungry, and so I think we got a chance.
And for Terry Stotts to, I heard him away from the media welcome you to the practice facility that day, and he was very happy that you're here. Neil O'Shea's a guy that and knew when you were in LA because he was at the Clippers when you were down there.
Right.
And he has, it seems like, a good grasp on what this city wants as far as they want to like the guys they cheer for.
Yeah.
And it seems like of all the teams, and you go back to the ones even you've been on, but since I've been here too, this is probably in this past season was the most likable team, and quirkiness and everything else. And I don't see, with the addition of you and Chris, it's only going to get more this year.
Yeah. Fans here are amazing. Everywhere I go, people are welcoming me back.
Oh, yeah.
Super excited, and I'm very thankful for all.
Go to the Fred Meyers up on Burley. Man, Blake's back. I mean, there's something else.
So it's great to have that, because you might not get that everywhere you go. And I know the fans have a strong connection to the players, and the players feel the same way. And, that's one of the reasons why I made this home, because I have that strong connection here, and I love the area. And so there's not much better place to be.
And I know LA is a cool place to live and the bigness of it, but and it can be, and it's taken as a negative sometimes that it's a small place and that you do get recognized everywhere, because probably in LA you could even get lost once in a while. But here it isn't the case, but I guess the love is always very apparent for you, and that's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's better than them yelling at you and telling you you're terrible. So I'm thankful for it. I was thankful for my years in LA, because that was, it's different. It's a different place to live, and it's a big show there.
Are the Clippers closing the gap a little with the Lakers?
I don't know. I mean, maybe, but
yeah.
They'll never close it completely. The
No.
Lakers fans are great too. It's a different dynamic to have two teams in the same.
Yeah.
But they do a good job of keeping them separate. But there's nothing like being in a little bit smaller market and having more of a connection with the people.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get you in shape. Maybe we'll do a little paintball again, run through the woods.
Look forward to shooting you, Mike.
We can do a little bit of that, certainly. So we'll shoot each other.
Mike Tatlock.
Get some wells. Pastor Michael, we'll do a little shooting on Pastor Mike as well. You got a shot at? Yeah, look at that. Look at those dudes. Look out now. Look at that. We're all camoed up. And yours says Blake. Mine said like Stevens on it or something. I got mine like at the surplus. Yours was actually made for you.
Yeah, so. I got lucky enough. I was in Hawaii, and I got to do some stuff with the Wounded Warriors Project.
Oh, yeah.
Foundation, and they were nice enough to honor me with some fatigues.
So cool.
And stuff. So I'm pretty excited to be able to.
Your camp going on this week?
It's going on this week, yep, in West Lynn at Rosemont Middle, and it's a great week with the kids. Having a lot of fun.
Nice job. Thanks, Steve. Welcome back.
Thanks. And before I go, we'll say hi to my wife and kids. They're watching right now.
Oh, good. All right. Great to have you guys back. I know we all feel that way. So Steve Blake, our guest here on Trail Blazers Courtside. We'll take a break and come back and wrap up the show right after this.